Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary. Today I'll be reacting to another video from Charlie Kirk. Today's video is titled Charlie Kirk Savagely Pick Apart Student Trans Activists. So without further ado, let's get started.
Hey Charlie, I was told to keep it short, so I will. So you touched on LGBTQ rights a lot. You've talked about, trans bathrooms, you getting banned from Twitter, very, awful. But I'm wondering if I can get a straight answer, yes or no. Do you think the acceptance of queer people in society is a good thing?
Well, define acceptance and define queer, because when I grew up, that was like a slander. So I don't know, that's like a thing now.
Queer being lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and what was the other word you asked
What do you
me to
mean
find?
acceptance? What do you mean?
Acceptance being that, society, accepts that, doesn't try to change that, doesn't try to say that it's not a social, like it's not a good thing for you to be gay, it's not a good thing for you to be trans, and in our institutions also just offering them resources to, just come to terms with their sexuality, not feel bad about it. Basically, by acceptance, I generally mean society shouldn't make people feel bad about who they are. So, do you agree with that?
No. I mean, we should feel bad about all sorts of things. So, I mean, yeah, happy to get the mic back up, but I mean, I'll just ask you a very simple question, and this will tell, what is a woman?
A woman is someone who identifies as a woman.
Got it. So do you think a definition of someone able to become pregnant would be a woman?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
So if someone can become pregnant, would that person be defined as a woman?
Depends on if they identify as a woman.
Right. So, okay, we're now getting to the root of the issue. So do you believe that truth is objective or subjective? Do you believe in absolute truth?
Sure.
Okay, so if you believe in absolute truth, shouldn't we have absolute terms of what a infant-bearing or infant-birthing person is, otherwise known as a woman?
No.
Okay, so let me ask you this a different way, I suppose. So if anyone can identify at anything at any time, correct?
Anyone can identify
As a woman or a man, you could just choose at any time, right?
gender? Well,
Sure.
Gender identity isn't switching genders all the time. It just depends,
But that's your position, right? That's fair to say? That you could change your gender?
my position is that you should accept people's gender identity, and you shouldn't try to shame them out
So
of it.
let me ask you, should we accept people that think they're younger than they actually are?
Good question.
Because that's a mental condition where people say, I identify as an 8-year-old, but they're really 50. Should we accept someone be able to say they're younger?
No, but I think that's a very false equivalence.
Why is it a false equivalence?
Same too.
Because there's scientific research supporting that gender identity is something that is, there's scientific research that supports people and says that if you identify as a certain gender, then that is, your gender. There's this paper on Scientific American that I found very interesting that said, it has to do with, your brain formation in the womb, where gender identity forms, but it's different from sex. That's very different from a disorder where you say, I'm not actually on my age, because...
Well, hold on. You just agreed with me. You said it's a brain formation issue. It's a brain
I
formation...
didn't say it was a disorder.
Well, so you don't think transgenderism is a disorder?
No.
What is gender dysphoria?
Gender dysphoria is when you're very uncomfortable with your own body, and that usually relates to gender, and that can usually be treated if you choose a transition to...
Right, so it's a mental condition, right?
Gender dysphoria is, but
Okay.
transgenderism is not.
What's the difference?
The difference between gender dysphoria and transgenderism? Being transgender means that you don't identify with the gender you're born with. Gender dysphoria means you're uncomfortable with your body. So they're two different things.
Well, so you cannot be quote-unquote transgender without suffering from gender dysphoria. So let me ask you one more question. So you believe that we can dictate pronouns. Can I choose my adjectives? Can I decide to be super rich? Or can I decide to be small? Is there anything objective that we have to actually admit? Or can you just change anything at any time?
I think people should have the right to determine their pronouns. And I don't think...
No, how about adjectives?
I don't think people actually do that, so I don't know why that's something you're...
Well, of course, if someone says, I declare I'm rich, it's no longer than saying declare I'm a man. Your chromosomes aren't that way. You don't get to choose what your reality is, do you?
Gender identity is reality.
Okay, so anyone could be anything. Let me ask, how about species reality? Can I change my species?
No.
Why?
Not.
There's people that identify as cats and dogs all the time. It's a serious mental condition.
That's true.
It is. It's treated all the time. Tens of thousands of cases every single year. So basically, if you believe in absolute truth, which you say you do, why wouldn't you believe in absolute truth when it comes to chromosomal structure?
Because gender and chromosomal sex are two different things.
That's right, according to your opinion. Got it. So, but
I-
now,
that's
now you want to
actually-
impose that opinion on the rest of society, right? You can have whatever opinion you want. Here's our position. That opinion should now not apply to all of a sudden saying that men and women's sports should be conflated. Final question. Did you find a moral problem with the University of Pennsylvania swimmer changing from a man to a woman and winning the NCAA championship, defeating other women?
Well, I'm not familiar, but I'm pretty sure that the NCAA has some rules that makes it so people who transition have, like, you know, kind of a competitive, fair thing. So I haven't done much research into those rules, but
Yeah, okay. So
usually they
let
make
me
it
catch
so
you up to speed. 462nd best male swimmer, best female swimmer, NCAA champion. Do you see a problem with that?
Are you suggesting that she transitioned to a woman to get better at swimming?
Of course. And we shouldn't allow that to happen.
Why would you transition yourself just to become better at a sport? Who does
because
that?
you're a narcissist. That's why. Because you're it's like saying, why would anyone steal anything? Why would anyone cut in line? People do bad things. It's not up to us as society to accommodate the rules for your impulses to go do bad things. Last question. Do you think there's differences between men and women?
Was this the actual last question?
Yeah, last. I'm curious. No, I'm curious because I can't believe you're paying for this. It's like so interesting.
Well, there are actual differences between men and women, yes, in terms of, you know, chromosomes, as you mentioned. So, yeah, sure.
Okay, so therefore we agree that men and women have differences. We should define society around those differences.
That's true.
And one of those differences is that women they have lower testosterone levels, and they could be easily exploited by men, which is what happens far too often, and it's incumbent on men who have higher testosterone levels, who are physically stronger, to protect women against the exploitation of men who think they are women. That's a moral question and a moral claim. Thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate it.
If you're
You would identify as an intersex individual, right? Of whichever gender you have the predominant chromosomal tilt towards.
But what if your physical experience doesn't, your phenotype?
Okay, yeah, that's a
doesn't
good
match
question.
that?
Why should your experience determine who you are?
But if I was intersex and presented as a female, you would think I was a female. But if I wanted to become a male, you'd be like, oh no, that's not right either.
But this is a lot of hypotheticals. So I'm trying to understand the question. So if you were intersex,
Yes.
of which you're not,
No.
okay, got it. Then what would the question be?
If I'm female presenting, how does that mean that I shouldn't be allowed to present as a male, which is what I identify as?
Right. So I say this again. Intersex is exceptions to the rule. What we're debating mostly is the rule. So let's first get the rule right. Right?
But let's use that same ideology to abortions. The rule, hypothetically speaking,
Okay.
you getting raped is rare. But in the case you do get raped,
Well,
you should be able
okay,
to.
as a man, I wouldn't get pregnant if I was raped, right? But
Well, yeah. But
so you agree
yeah,
that?
lucky
So
you.
you agree men can't become pregnant?
No, I agree. You can't get pregnant.
Well, you're assuming my gender.
Okay, you just told us you're a guy. I mean, you literally just said you had a baby girl,
Yes.
and I'm assuming you're a guy because I don't see a pregnancy belly.
You understand? You don't have to go through this kind of political correct calisthenics. It's okay to say that men are men and women are women.
If that's what you want to say.
The tyranny of this postmodernist world you guys live in is remarkable. It really is. I mean,
In what way?
What?
In what way? Elaborate.
Well, first of all, the rules are always changing. It's not rooted in biological reality. It creates very miserable and depressed people. And deep down, you should hear me when I really get going. Come out here if you want to talk. And deep down, biological men and biological women actually want to be what their chromosomes dictate. And defying the natural law actually creates deeply unhappy people.
Why is that? Have you
Because the evidence shows us.
the evidence of the doctors, the physicians, the Pediatric Association, the Endocrinological Association,
Yes.
all agree that gender
What if they're wrong?
What if? But the research says they're
Okay,
right.
hold on.
You're saying all these hypotheticals.
You know lobotomies used to be endorsed by every major American medical association for over 100 years and performed. There were over 50,000 lobotomies.
Okay,
And they
but
were wrong.
We're not talking about lobotomy.
Well, no, I'm talking about what happens when scientists are wrong. What if doctors are wrong? What if all of a sudden they're playing into something that isn't rooted in truth?
What
if
are
it's
they playing into?
into a mass political wave that tries to categorize gender dysphoria as something it isn't? where it is a mental issue. God bless them. I hope they get compassion and help and therapy and assistance.
I heard you say that it's just something that happens overnight, when in reality it's something that you cannot get your parts cut off after, it's a very long process, and it requires different psychiatrists. You have to start testosterone first, which requires multiple years, and even then multiple people are
let me ask you about psychiatrists. Do you think it's the role of psychiatrists and counselors to affirm or to challenge?
They're supposed to listen to their patients.
Okay.
That's their role.
Hold on. So do you believe in gender affirming care?
Yes.
I don't. It's not the role of a therapist to affirm your mental condition. You should be challenged towards truth and where you're going to find true freedom.
Who's going to give you that?
The truth will.
What truth? Your truth or my truth?
There's only one truth.
What truth is that?
Let me ask, are we having a conversation right now?
Yes.
Because it's true.
I love that last part. You know, as far as you are aware of your surrounding, you are aware of what is happening, then that is the truth, okay? You just don't wake up one morning and feel like, I'm done being a man, I want to be a woman. It does not work that way, okay? It's like me being a guy and I'm tired of taking... it's like I'm a guy and I'm tired of my responsibility and I decide to switch. Okay, I want to be a woman from today so that someone else will take care of my burden. It does not work that way. If you're a man for life. And Charlie is asking, where do we draw the line? Today, this person is saying, I want to be a woman. Tomorrow, another person is saying, I want to be a dog. Where do we draw the line? The thing is, this is mental disorder that we need to correct. If people are battling with their gender, they need to go for help. They need help, because I don't see any reason why you should be born a man and feel like, nah, I don't think I should be a man. Like, to me, I feel it does not make sense. Maybe it's because, maybe from the continent I'm coming from, but I see it as like, what is the point? Like, you're a guy. It's like, what will I use for example? This is orange, okay? And I'm saying, no, this is not orange, this is black. Like, everyone is seeing it as orange. So, do you have color blindness? Because I don't get. You are a full-grown man with everything that makes you a man. The beard, the broad shoulder, everything. And now you say, no, I'm not a man, I'm a human. I'm a woman. I want to see myself as a woman. I want everyone to see me as a woman. It does not make sense. Okay? This is something you were born with. You did not ask for it. It came with you. As the perfect gender that suits you. That is why you are there. You see, while growing in your mother's womb, the body structure, I've already seen that, okay, this person is a man, and it forms as a man. So if you are unable to live with it or unable to believe the fact that you're a man, then you need help. You need help. You need, instead of transitioning, I feel people are making profits out of this transitioning, selling these drugs, and they keep on pushing this ideology that when you don't feel comfortable, you're allowed to change. Well, no one is stopping you from changing, but the thing is, would you be happy with your body structure when you are 50, when you are 60? Like, is that really what you want? Or because of this puberty stage, you feel like, I think I want to be this? Or because they are preaching it to children at a very young age, now they are confused of what they want to be? I can't conclude or say anything for sure. But I feel like we all, sometimes when you crave for something and you get what you crave for, that urge dies off. You see, before I got my phone, I was dreaming about it, watching videos on YouTube. Like, I was so crazy about it. And now I have it. It's like the urge have died. Like, it has died down. So that is how it is, when you feel like, I feel I want to be this, I want to transition into this. After doing it, will you be happy with it for years to come? Like, that is the question I'm asking everyone out there. Because, there are so many people that have regretted from this decision. And I heard there are people that are happy with it. So it depends. What position are you? Are you in a position whereby in the next 10 years, in the next 5 years, in the next 2 years, you feel comfortable and you feel happy with the gender you are? Or you're just doing it because of peer pressure or because of what you've heard? You need to ask yourself, such questions before you venture into doing something or taking a lifetime decision. Anyway, this is a beautiful one coming from Charlie Kirk. I enjoyed this and I want to see more videos from him. If you have any recommendation, let me know in the comment section. If this is the first time visiting the channel, click on the subscribe button. Thanks for watching and remain blessed.